Hey everyone, it's the Whorehound here. I'm gonna give you a review right now of the Lost Boys, which was released in 1987. This movie, people they talk about it all the time. Every time I scroll through, I don't know, every time I scroll through the internet or YouTube, people always talk about this movie and can never get enough of it. I sure can't get can't get enough of it. I sure as hell can't get enough of this movie. It's It's a classic. It's up there with Fight Night. That's why I decided to review this because since I reviewed Fight Night, I was thinking why not review Lost Boys, which is another classic. So this movie takes place in Santa Clara, and two sons and a mother move in with the mother's grandfather, and they they are not gonna expect what's gonna about to happen in this town, and people they go in, they pass by the billboard of Santa Carla, and the character Michael, which is one of the sons, look back, and I really like this scene because it's foreshadowing what's about to happen in the movie, and it says motor capital of the word in the back of the billboard. So that was a really nice touch. I really like that. And but first they introduce the the Lost Boys, the vampires, which is four of them, and I think my favorite Lost Boy character is David. I think he's my favorite. I mean, they're all good in their own way, but David is just the one that I like personally. But um, so it's a classic vampire movie though. It has a lot of good practical effects, good special effects, good. The vampires look excellent in this, and the scenes when I think my favorite scene is when David and the Lost Boys reveal what their true forms are, which is obviously a vampire, but they kept it in the shadows a little bit during the movie, and in about maybe 50 minutes into the movie, they finally show what they look like. I really love that scene, how it played out when Michael was just looking on at the David and the Lost Boys, and they literally just mass. I'll spoil it anyway. I think everybody saw this movie, but they just massacred like people who were partying at the beach, and Michael watched, and it was good because David and the Lost Boys were showing what Michael is, which Michael is a vampire because supposedly he drank Michael's blood. I mean, Michael drank David's blood, and I'm getting names mixed up. I'm sorry, guys, but anyway, Michael drank David's blood in the caves where the vampires live, and I really like that design too of the caves and kind of like one big coffin that the vampires live, and that was just quite a suitable place for vampires to stay. I really like that of the how the whoever thought of that idea to have vampires in a big giant cave. It was just really awesome to me, and it was really cool that the vampires sleep in this cave during the day, and at night they leave the cave. So like this cave is just one big giant coffin for them. So like they don't even need coffins. They literally how they sleep is they hang from poles or something with their feet, and they literally that's how they sleep, like bats or something. That's really cool. But yeah, I'm not gonna probably not say anything negative about this movie because it's just one of those movies that you can't say nothing negative about it because it's just so damn good. at what it does and what it shows. How like it shows how a true vampire horror movie should be, and this movie delivers on that. This movie delivers on vampires and what vampires do, which is, kill people. And that's how vampires should always be utilized in a vampire horror movie, and the Lost Boys do just that. They don't make them friendly, they make them bloodthirsty killers, of the night, creatures of the night. But that's my thoughts on the Lost Boys characters. I believe the names was Dwayne and Marco. I forgot who the fourth one was. I guess I'm not really a fan of this movie after all, uh, but this movie was just way ahead of its time. I wasn't really born. I wasn't born around the '80s. I wish I was. I would have loved to see this in the theaters. But um, yeah, but that's what I think about the Lost Boy characters. And you got Michael, who turns into a vampire by drinking David's blood. Yeah, that scene in the cave when the noodles turn into worms and stuff, and the whites turn into maggots, and David is like eating maggots. Michael, how's it taste? um, that was a really that was a really there was a lot of classic scenes in this movie. Really a lot to talk about. But you got then you got Michael's brother as well, Sam, which is a really funny character, and he's teamed up with the Fog brothers, and they're like vampire hunters. The Fog brothers, I really like their characters too. I think my favorite scene with the Fog brothers and Sam goes into the cave. I think Michael went to inside and Star, which is the other half vampire. I think that Michael falls for or something, but I didn't really like that aspect. I guess of them being kind of a couple. I guess, but I'm not gonna say that's the only that's not a flaw. I guess it's just a thing that irked me. But I usually just skip those. I usually just don't pay attention to those parts, and I always pay attention to the vampire action, and you know. But yeah, the fog brothers go into the cave, and that's my favorite scene is when they hunt for the vampires in there during the day, and they catch them sleeping. I'm really spoiling this movie, but like I said, a lot of people probably saw this. I won't spoil the ending though. If anyone hasn't seen it, I won't tell you the ending. But it was kind of it was a good ending. They showed who the head vampire was, and I kind of saw it coming, but it was still cool and it was still good anyway because this movie is so awesome and good that they just it'll never it'll never beat the negatives, which this movie doesn't have any negatives, but it will never just beat the flaws because there's so many good things for this movie. So it's never gonna outshine the negatives are not gonna outshine the positives because the positives are so fucking better. This movie is just awesome. Like I'm thinking of since I reviewed Fight Night, I'm thinking maybe I should do a video how what's better, The Lost Boys or Fight Night. So that's a video I should do, which like talk about Fight Night and Lost Boys together and like have them face off. So if anyone wants to see that video, just I don't know, click like or comment on it. And comment what do you think about this movie, Lost Boys? I know people are probably gonna say this movie is really good. I'm not gonna be surprised by that. Well, that was my review for The Lost Boys. I do give this a 10 out of 10. Really awesome movie. A really awesome flick. It's just a really awesome vampire movie. And I'll always watch it until the day I die because this movie is so awesome. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video and Bye.